I think I told you a little bit about our wedding. Plans don't happen, you know, so all I'll tell you is that that's all been now rescheduled. Today I saw our wedding cake maker, then I felt even more emotional. You need to book like 2 years in advance, most of the good venues. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I am. So we'll be getting a second home base in October. I look so pale, but I think it's because I'm wearing this black t-shirt. Hello my lovelies and welcome to another video. I wanted to start this little bit of everything chitty chatty, self-care, literally like FaceTiming my best friend's video, okay? That's what we're doing. I'm starting it with, of course, skincare, because hydration and skincare, like fashion week, I just feel like, you know what's so funny? During the fashion month, I get photographed the most. Obviously, I'm working the most as well. And I feel like that's what I need, everything to look the best. And honestly, because of like changing time zones and because of like constant flying, not eating like the best food, sometimes also forgetting to hydrate, and sometimes not even forgetting to hydrate, but purposely not hydrating. And you know why? Because honestly, if I have a busy schedule, I don't have time to stop 8 times in a day for a little toilet break. You know what I mean? Like if I'm drinking so much water. So I'm using the day-to-day when it's kind of okay to hydrate before Paris, after the 3 are already done, but we all know that Paris is the biggest one. However, this season, it's quite different. Why is it different this season? Well, you probably have noticed that this season, many of the brands are having changes, so like new creative directors, which sometimes also means like, you know, brands are trying to figure out their strategies, blah de blah, all of that stuff, and some brands are not even showing, so a bit like less fashion shows. I mean, economy in general, I don't even need to tell you, is like crazy, but I'm very happy because I feel like I got some really amazing shows confirmed for this season, and also some like not for the first time, but like kind of for the first time in terms of like new creative direction, so that's gonna be nice to see. So where do we start? This morning I'm just doing a little bit of skincare. I also need to massage my face because also what I find is that I tend to retain water in my skin, specifically in like this area and like this, like not really so much eye area, sometimes eye area, but mainly like cheek area. I tend to retain water and that doesn't look cute. Sometimes even here, you know, so yeah, I'm gonna give myself a little massage and then we start getting ready together. Since I got back home, I have done a clear out of my vanity because for Milan Fashion Week, I wanted to have only the products that I really, really love and use. Especially during Fashion Month when I do my makeup so much, I kind of tend to figure out really what I've been loving lots. And as always, it's my Hourglass Stick Foundation. It is the Rare Beauty Stick Contour Stick. I think this is like one of the best ones. The one that I love is Good Energy, but this is Full of Life. It's a little bit darker, so when I want to get a little bit more intense contour, I'm loving it. I am obsessed with this a little bit more than I thought I would, and I have so many blushes. I have so many creamy blushes, powder blushes, whatnot, but honestly this has been the best, and it is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Stick. This is Berry. My favorite is actually 001, and I have that one in my travel beauty case. I need to get it also for my vanity here, but this is the Rosy Glow 00 Pink. This is like the older package. They've like changed it now, and somehow I prefer the new one. I'm sure it's the same product. Have they reformulated it? I don't know, but I prefer the new one. I'll insert the picture here. It's really great. I also have the Dior Contour Stick. It's also good. I do tend to like this color better though on me. So it's not really about formulation, I think, but more about the shade. I'll link everything below. The Tarte, what is this called even? Lash curler, the best so far. Obsessed, really, really great. I love it. I also love that it somehow, I don't know how to explain, but it has like a spring inside. It's really, really good. Another thing that I'm obsessed with are the Victoria Beckham brushes. Makeup brushes by Hourglass are like my favorite ever, but Victoria Beckham maybe top that. So it's great. I also, my favorite highlighter is this Rare Beauty one in Accelerate. And I've told you that every time I travel, it breaks. You know, Filippo has no understanding of like someone's doing something. He constantly talks to me all day long. Even if I'm in another room, he's just talking. Yes, I'm filming. I'm just saying that you're always talking to me. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I am, the context. If I'm sleeping, he's calling me 20 times. Do you like my necklace, my new necklace?
Wow, this is so beautiful.
Right? So beautiful. Have you seen this? This is my favorite gift ever.
So maybe I should stop buying diamonds and bags,
Puppy.
and I should buy just a little Orsetti.
This is my favorite. This is like, honestly, I know Filippo spoils me so much, but like a gift like this, it's my favorite. Anyway, I was telling you about my favorite highlighter, and I told you it always breaks when I'm traveling, so I'll put a little thing like cotton buds to compress it. This is the third one I bought. It always breaks. I mean, it broke less than the others because of this magical compression, but I decided to give up on it and bought a liquid version on Space NK. I'll link all the products that are like my favorites that I'm telling you about, like, because this just breaks. Honestly, like, I cannot be repurchasing this anymore. I already repurchased it 3 times. So I got a liquid version now, and I really love it. It's perfect. I wore it to, I want to say, Richard Quinn show in London when I did my makeup, so that was great. I started using lighter eyeliner on the waterline, and I got this one from Swede. I really like it. While I was in the US, I bought this one from, I think, where is it from? L'Oreal, yeah. I got this at CVS. And this one is maybe a little bit too white, so I think I prefer this Swede one for a bit more natural vibe. I'll show you how everything looks when it's done. The kind of majority of other things, you know, I'm using this new Charlotte Tilbury lip balm. By the way, it's very nice. The only thing that I don't love, it like stays long on your lips and it's really moisturizing. The only thing I don't love is that you have to put your finger in the pot. That's not my favorite when on the go, but when it's on my vanity, it's fine. Also, I think you already know that, but I cannot do my makeup without my Wonder Skin. I think I have a discount for this still active. If I do, I will pop it down on the screen. This is just so great. Oh wow, I ran out of this one. This is in the Whimsical, yeah. Whimsical and Hush are my favorite shades, and I really love this. So do I love my Prada Beauty lipstick. Dun, da, da, da. The amount of questions I get for this lipstick, OMG. I'll link it also below. It's B159, the shade, or Nudo. If you go to the store, you can also ask for it. But now we need to do the brows. And the brows, I'm using this product. I always, like, every time I go to Sephora, it's sold out. So that's not really great, but it's really a good one. And I don't really brush my brows. I do brush them up while I'm just like working it through, okay, like crazy. But then I just do that to cover each hair in wax, and then I kind of bring it down like this, and that's how it really stays. So first what I do is, like, I do this, I mess it up, right, just so that the hairs are really coated in wax. Now you might wonder, which I think is $1 million question, does this leave a white trace? Yes and no. So it does sometimes leave the white trace, which, yes, it is annoying. I have no idea what it depends on. I feel like if I don't really do this properly, it does tend to flake a little bit with those white residue. Why do brow waxes do that? But what I've realized, and it's even better, once the brows dry, and I do them first, so it's okay, what really helps is if I take like a slightly wet, like cotton pad or a towel or whatever, a slightly wet damp, and I just go on top of the brows. They look even better. Like the wax somehow like gets coated in water. Obviously it's like 2 different solvencies, like in terms of like water and oil soluble properties. So somehow the water just sits on top of the wax and it makes it look even better. I don't know how to explain this, but in my head it makes sense. So I also bought recently this palette. This is Natasha Denona Soft, what is it called? Ice Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette Soft. There's also a dramatic version if you're more into dramatic colors. But I really have been loving Natasha Denona colors for my vanity. I don't really travel with these because they're too big, but I have these too. This one I've been reaching for a lot. It's quite warmer. This one's maybe a little bit cooler. I think maybe I'll try it today. So that's what I got around here at the moment, and I think we're gonna now do the makeup for the day, so we can just, you know, sit and talk and enjoy this day. Remember how we were disappointed the last day of New York Fashion Week because we got some, not bad news, but it's more like just like my schedule really changed and I turned some things upside down, which then meant that I cannot attend everything that I wanted to attend because the schedule's changing, etc. Well, I was supposed to go to LA. I know that people who watch me here know that because I also talked about it. And I don't normally talk about things now in advance. I don't really like to talk about things in advance because honestly, I'm from Balkan. We believe in evil eye, even when it doesn't come from a bad place. Plans don't happen, you know? So all I'll tell you is that that's all been now rescheduled and it's all kind of working out, hopefully, as it should. So I think I can maybe even say it because this video will be going live hopefully when I'm already in LA. The only thing that it means now, because that was unplanned and these things happen, is that I will miss the first few days of Paris Fashion Week. Normally that would really be fine with me, no issues missing first few days of Paris Fashion Week. Usually Paris kind of gets hotter as it goes, and usually I would finish, like, I don't know, I would finish Paris Fashion Week with Miu Miu, Louis Vuitton, you know the drill, right? But the schedules changed this season for the first time ever. Now, it turned out that actually there are a few shows at the beginning. I will sadly have to miss them, but as I've spoken to you about this before, you cannot make it all. Like, you cannot just make all the shows, everything, because the more things you do, the less you become kind of available, and I guess that's the part of the whole thing. So some days things work perfectly, some days the schedule just doesn't. By the way, one of my favorite concealers, I think, is this Charlotte Tilbury one. I really, really, really love it. Then after the Fashion Week, I think as many of you have gathered already, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna do today like lighter lid and then a little bit of in the crease. After the Fashion Week, many of you have already gathered. I don't really have my schedule yet. Normally I do, but this plans have been changing so fast. Like, things have been just like coming up and more and more and more, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. After Fashion Week, we are also going to go to our second home base. Finally, this has been, I didn't want to talk about it. It's kind of like our wedding, like something that goes in the background and like we're working on for so long. But I don't want to, again, reveal it too much, too many things about it, I guess, because until it's not something I can have full control of how things will go. Like, in terms of wedding, the lack of control I had was where, well, you guys know, I couldn't choose what I wanted at certain venues. Many venues were imposing their own rules onto the things and onto the things that were very important to me. So it was very tricky, but also the dates, like, you know, unless you book like so much in advance, most of the venues are fully, well, most of the good venues you cannot book. You need to book like 2 years in advance, most of the good venues. But in terms of our second base, it was kind of similar-ish. Like, you know, it's not so easy to find a good base, good other home base for us, because we knew where we wanted, but it wasn't easy to find a place that we liked. Wow, I love how pigmented these shadows are. It's actually quite insane. So that was our biggest issue, but we've overcame it, and actually we were very persistent, and I think fall is gonna be a little bit about that, kind of like moving around or moving. I don't know if we're gonna do like a formal move. Maybe we're gonna do a formal move, but I think it will be quite interesting content, and then you guys know it. Then it's November, and then it's Vlogmas. So love the eyeshadow palette, by the way. Quite like it. It's quite cooler. Let me do first this lighter waterline. Wow, so pigmented actually. And what I like about it is that it doesn't leave the white on the lashes, like a weird trace. And it's a very pigmented. Wow, this is actually insane. And it's not too white, so it's like quite natural. But I think it makes my eye look a bit more awake, which I also need during heavy travel month. Today we are shooting some Instagram content as well, so I will need this makeup. So that's quite good. And that's more or less it, you guys. I just realized one thing, that this I could also like apply under the brow to make it like really nice and snatched. But then before applying it on the waterline, I would definitely sharpen it or clean it, because don't forget that this, obviously on the waterline, when it goes on the waterline, it goes quite close to the cornea. So it's just like eye is one of those things that you need to be like super careful with when doing things, because it's a sterile environment, right? And you know, whenever I say cornea or like aqueous humor, I feel like my old alter ego Tamara pharmacist self. So I always, like, if I'm going to use it on my waterline after I've used it somewhere else, then I want to sharpen it. I haven't blended it up here nicely. But yeah, very, very, very natural. I just need to do my lips. Oh, also I forgot the blush. I'm just going to use a tiny bit until I dig out the other one from the one that I prefer for my beauty bag. But this is actually quite nice as well. You can see it. It's very subtle. Quite what I need for today. So many messages this morning. Also, like, normally, like, I'm used to having so many messages, like, from my team, etc. But today, many messages from random people. ready. I need to open a new Wonderskin. This one is almost done. I know I've spoken about this before, but what's really good about the lip tints is you can reshape it. If you have like asymmetrical lips like I do, you can really fill them in also where, especially like my corners of the lips, one goes up, one goes down. It's always been like that since I was a kid. So I like to kind of fake them a bit, you know, here and here. And then when I remove it, the corners look much more symmetrical. I don't fill the lower in, that's it, because I like this part to be a bit lighter. And ladies and gentlemen, shall we do a little bit of highlighter, the broken one? Let's do it since it's here. So I always like forget how like incredibly potent it is and why I love it so much, obviously. Maybe a small little touch of Road Glaze and Mist. And let's get ready. I mean, dressed. One thing I realized I never actually told you about. Remember when I went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi for a shoot and Tiffany, and I couldn't really reveal much. Well, I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram, but I was on the cover of this month's Jamaluki magazine. So if you want to go and check out the full story, go and check it out. Otherwise, you can also see a lot of like my answers and things on their Instagram page. But in general, I think the editorial is so beautiful. I think it's one of my favorites that I've ever done. I'm just gonna show you some of the pics. So this is one of them. I love this image. I mean, the jewelry pieces also made me want to have all, which is quite annoying because I don't need more things added on my wish list. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I realize I never actually told you about that. And I always feel like it's quite important to celebrate things that happen in a way. And I was speaking to my team about this recently. Like sometimes I feel like life is so fast paced and so many things happen at once. Like, you know, being like on a cover of a magazine at the same time as doing Fashion Week, at the same time as going from like a time zone to time zone, and also being a face of one of the most prestigious luxury brand like Audemars Piguet's campaign. So it's been like a crazy month of success, but somehow I feel like I haven't actually had a chance to celebrate. I've been raised by high achiever parents that have celebrated success, but it's always been like, for example, you come home with like 3 A's and 1 B. It's not like well done for A's, it's almost like why the B, you know? So now I want to change that in myself to kind of be a little bit more, instead of like saying why not this, to celebrate more what is and to focus more on the good, which I think is quite hard for us adults sometimes to change. I don't know if any of you can relate, if you feel like you were brought up in a similar way, but it can be quite annoying when you become an adult and you try to, I've never been the one that says like, oh, I'm the one like chosen for this, or like, look at me, I'm doing this. Like I try to, but it doesn't come naturally. I'm more like, oh, it's weird sometimes, but my team also told me like we need to work more on celebrating like really amazing achievements. So that's why I thought I'd share it with you, and I haven't shared it with you, and I literally think the cover came out even like 2 weeks ago, so I even forgot to mention it. Guys, I started this vlog and then I got carried away in lots of things that I had to do. So I kind of stopped it for a second, but now I'm going to continue because I have something really that I discovered recently that I want to show you. It's nothing actually spectacularly interesting, especially probably not for you, but I really like it. Hold on, let me dig it out. You guys know I've been really loving little desserts that are sugar-free because, not because of anything particular, but I feel a little bit better, like less clouded mind when I'm not having any sugar. So I personally think this helps me. It might not be something for everyone, but for me it definitely helps. And I recently discovered, I think I've shown you, well, this is a new pack, so I'll show you the new pack. It's like the NYX peanut fudge bars. I bought 2 boxes. And I had like the team over the Fashion Week, they ate 1 box because they said there was like the best snacks ever. But I actually also discovered this one is the favorite of Filippo and me, and it's cereal senza zuccheri. It's like the Prince biscuit. Does anybody know the Prince biscuit? I remember I was turning, I think, I'm trying to think if I was turning 9 or 10. I think I was turning 9, but I have to ask my mom because my mom used to have a pharmacy and it was inside of like medical complex in Novi Sad, in my hometown. It was called Jodnavanja, the medical complex. And basically, there were two sides. And later they were in the other side. But this was when they were still in the first side. And the reason why I'm telling you is because I remember myself being in that side where they were at the beginning and opening the Prince Biscuit on my birthday. I was at work with her for some reason and thinking, this is the best birthday of my life because I literally got the Prince biscuits. Anyway, yeah. So it's like that, but sugar-free. And then I also discovered these new NYX peanut butter cups, but they're a little bit too creamy for me. So I like to put them in the fridge first and then eat them, and they're so yummy. So those are my favorite, I think, sugar-free snacks, and I'll link them below as well if you guys want to get something like that. I really, really love them. My other invention, it's not an invention, it's a thing that I have that has really, really made my life so much better. I think you guys know. It's what Filippo got me from Hong Kong. I'm drinking so much more water since I got this. You guys, I don't even know how to tell you. Anyway, the hair, it was straight this morning, but it rained, so it's gonna be like this a bit because I don't wanna put any heat on it, you know, in my bridal era. It is what it is. Today, I don't know if I should tell, I'm trying like to keep some things, but today I saw our wedding cake maker and she's so amazing and I'm so excited. I literally think she is the best of the best of the best and I really like her. I like her energy. And it's so funny because I met her in person several years ago. I met her during Vlogmas. This is how I memorize things, by the way. Like, I try to think where I was and what I was doing, and I clearly remember I was vlogging. So I met her during Vlogmas, and she told me, like, oh my God, I follow you, blah, blah, blah. And I just liked her immediately, and we stayed in touch, and now she's doing my wedding cake, so yes. Baby, just so you know that I today saw our wedding cake maker, and I gave her the date, so she knows the date. And I told her that we fought so hard with the catering team so that we can have her make the cake, which is the true. I mean, obviously I will reveal things maybe closer to the date when things are, you know, a little bit more set in stone, but it's true because I think I told you a little bit about our wedding. The biggest challenge has been the fact that all the good properties are booked several years in advance, and B, the fact that if you go to a really nice property, they don't allow you to have anything that you want. So they will not allow you to have an external cake maker or external production for the music, or they will not allow you to have, I don't know, like food from a restaurant that you want to have or whatever, anything like that, because they want to have their catering, their production, their blah, 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 because they can, because they're usually these magnificent properties where people want to get married. So they feel like they have you in a bit of a unfavorable position. And obviously, I'm pretty sure that all these villas are taking cuts from all of these producers, all of these suppliers, so that for them, it's like even more money than what you're already paying for the venue. So that's been challenging for me because of my mental kind of like, I feel like as a paying customer, I should have some sort of choosing on what I want. But apparently when you're getting married, it doesn't work like that. Before we pack for Paris, I want to show you actually something that I still haven't shown you. And I think it's time to do that now. I know that during Fashion Month, I've been a bit like here and there and everywhere in terms of content and the videos that you see, and sometimes it's like a little bit more, I want to say, like homey and casual, like the London vlog, but then other times I feel like maybe I just need some moments to sit down and talk to you guys, and that's how I felt throughout the Fashion Month a little bit. But it's okay because the coziest time, the Vlogmas time, when we're gonna talk every single day is coming, and I'm so excited for it. In case you're new to this channel, by the way, and maybe you recently subscribed, because luckily, we've been really growing so nicely on social media, and so many of you have recently clicked subscribe or joined the family, so thank you very much. But in case you didn't know, in December from the 1st to 25th, I publish one video every single day at 8 p.m. and I'll be doing the same this year. So that's the kind of cozy time when we get to chat a little bit more, and I really, really enjoy it. But as we are getting closer to the cozy time, I have to say I am missing that a little bit. Is that okay? Anyway, I wanted to show you a few new handbags that I'll be packing to Paris Fashion Week with me, so I wanted to show them to you. Obviously we have a box here. I also want to unbox this, so I want to get it out of the way. I've shown it already on my TikTok. I don't know if you guys follow me, maybe not, maybe yes, but nothing goes without my reveals to my YouTube family, because this is my I want to say this is my favorite. This is where the magic happens, right? So we have 4 new bags, actually. I do this sometimes. Like, I feel like I do this when it's like season change or when it's like fashion month, and I'll shoot a lot of looks and do a lot of things. And some of them are like more affordable than the others. So we have something from Savette. I wouldn't say this is quite an autumnal bag. This is the only one that is a little bit also maybe spring summer appropriate, just because of the canvas material, but it's a mix of canvas and leather bag from Savette, and I love it. I have like just here, can you see, 2 other Savette bags, the brown and the kind of like taupey one, but this one has this canvas and it reminds me a lot of my Birkin, this one here at all, because of the mix. I quite love it. Maybe a little bit nicer for the warmer places in the world if I go somewhere warm, which I will be going, I think, this year before the end. So yeah, that's really nice. Then I got one of my favorite Miu Miu bags in another color. This bag I have worn so many times, you can already see it here. So I'm actually revealing it, and it's the Arcady bag. But look at this chocolate brown color. First of all, I'm loving these elongated bags. That's a no-brainer, but this chocolate brown, I just think it's so beautiful. I obviously have been very much into this, and I'd like to actually reorganize my wardrobe like a little bit more into like color coordinate and stuff. Like, my mom's already called me, she's like, when am I coming so that we can reorganize your wardrobe? And genuinely I cannot wait for that, because it's the best mother-daughter time when we're like reorganizing my wardrobe and doing lots of things. It's like 2 girl best friends like playing with clothes. I love that, because my mom is my best friend also, like, in all honesty. I think like that also tells a lot about my approach to women. I owe it a lot to my mom. I was thinking of reorganizing it, but then I'm not sure that reorganizing bags now makes much sense. A, we're in the middle of the fashion month, and B, right after the fashion month, we're getting a second home base. So you guys will have to follow along for that more. Now, the third bag that I got, this one will be perfect for the rest of the fashion month, because believe it or not, I do not actually have a bag of this color. So what color could it be? I think I don't have another bag in this color. No, definitely not. Maybe something similar, but not this exact. Now, maybe it's gonna look a bit lighter in the camera, but it's like olive green. And I actually have something similar from the row. Hold on. This is not quite olive green. I don't know. It's in between. It's a little bit beige. It's a little bit olive green. I don't know. What color is this? But this is like really green, dark green. If you know me, you will know. I have my Kelly cut in. This is like a perfect greeny olive green, but this one is more like between sage and I don't know. I love this bag. When I showed it to Filippo, Filippo was like, this is the most beautiful bag. I love it. So it opens like with a button, and it's just like a classic Bottega pouch, and it has a chain as well inside. I will link all these products in the description box below, or I will make a little post for you guys. So if you scan this QR code here, you will be able to find them if you're watching on TV, because I know some of you are watching TV. So if you scan the QR code here, you will be able to actually get it straight to your phone if you scan the code, just to see it in case you're interested. What I'll try and do when I do this QR code for you guys, this is not sponsored by the way in any way, shape or form, I'm just genuinely showing you. So what I'll do is I will try and find some similar bags maybe for different price points. So maybe if these are like, you don't want exact these bags, but you want something similar for autumn at a better price point, I will include them as well in the mix. And last but not the least, takes a lot of chance for autumn winter, is this Saint Laurent suede tote. I think this one will be quite handy for me. I love brown, like I said already. I love suede, like I said already. But it's also a big bag, which is so good because it's slouchy, it's bigger, it's a bit chunkier, like whatever you want inside. It's like a perfect bag if you have, like, let's say Pilates at 9 a.m. on Sunday, and then at 10 you already want to be at a coffee place, or at 10:15. You know what I mean? That kind of transitional, perfect, easy bag. And that's all from my corner that I wanted to show you. Now I can actually get rid of this box because it's been sitting here. I've been waiting to show you all these pieces. The only other thing that I have in my corner here is my advent calendar for the Vlogmas this year, which I didn't want to open yet because I'm waiting for December. If you watch my videos, you've seen which advent calendar I will have this Christmas, and I don't know if it's sold out already. Probably, because I saw it was one of the most popular advent calendars this year. I think I will have 2. I will have the Dior Beauty one, which I have every year, and I love it. And the second one that I will have is the Space NK. I'm having this one for the first time ever which makes me so happy because with this advent calendar you save so much money. You get so many full size products and it's really great value for money. I will also leave a link for this below and a QR code, even though I've done it already, so you probably have seen it already, but I just wanted to give it another shout out. Might have been sold out already, I'm sorry about that, but I really love it and I'm super looking forward to just sometimes randomly, like I would open like something because I'm just like that, I cannot be helped. And look at this, it's like Gucci Westman Atelier baby cheeks blush stick. Yeah, full size. I cannot be helped but a peek, you know, and see. It's okay, it's a long way till December, I'll forget all what's inside, so by then. So now I gotta tidy this up, put things back on the shelf, organize some things, and see what's going on even, because honestly sometimes I get so lost in my wardrobe, and I get a bit lost. I don't want to think about it, but like I told you a million times already, so we'll be getting a second home base in October. I have no idea how am I gonna organize myself, like what am I gonna do, what am I gonna keep where. It's something that I will need to really think about to understand how to divide my stuff. Also, it's quite unfortunate because I'm really looking forward to our second home base, but I will have to travel a lot in October and November, so I won't be able to go and organize it all like I want to, like work on ordering the furniture, getting the things, getting the bed, choosing the beddings, choosing the plates. I love that process. Do you guys want to see more of that process, by the way? I never know. So let me know if you want to see a bit more of that process, but I will have to work a lot on like furnishing that space. And it's not like a huge space, but it's really like, I like it. I'll have to work on the wardrobe and all of that good stuff. So let me know. Guys, I wasn't really gonna vlog this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna vlog this, but tonight Filippo and I are going to La Scala. It's been a while, Filippo, since you took me to La Scala, by the way.
3 months ago.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think it was it April? May?
I think, do you remember what it was?
I remember what we watched. La Tosca.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was one of the most incredible experiences in my life. In fact, we have vlogged it, not the actual opera, but the experience around it. And now we're going for the Green Carpet Awards, which are the sustainability awards here in Milan that I think are more important than ever. I truly love it, and I've attended the Green Carpet Awards for many, many, many years now. Even once with Filippo. Do you remember Filippo?
I do, of course.
I think 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were together. Wow, we've been together for a long time.
6 almost.
And I once remember I cried so much because they always also think of like smaller communities and people who are creating some sort of fashion with their hands. So once, Filippo, they awarded this group of women that were victims of acid attack, and afterwards they created this community of women who were making clothing, and it was so emotional. I will insert the name of the group here because it stayed so engraved in my brain. This whole experience, I cried during the ceremony because it was so emotional when they received the award, to get acknowledged for something that they have created out of like the need, and to create so much success around it. I thought was really, really, really beautiful, and I think they need to be highlighted for that. So today I'm excited to see who's going to get awarded. Usually it's like a really incredible experience because you get major creative directors to attend, like Donatella Versace and Pierpaolo Piccioli. I can't even remember, but like I remember them because they're always like with a lot of personality, so they leave very memorable impression. But now we're just approaching the La Scala. Usually like they close this whole street, so it's like a bit of a chaos. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful for the invite and for the experience. So let's see. Tonight in the house we have Miuccia Prada, Raf Simons, some very important designers like I told you. And in this we have also my fiance. Most beautiful theater in the world.
Che la ricerca di un certo tipo di donna era di avere un modo di vestire a disposizione come aveva.
Got back home from the awards, and the chaos I left behind when I left is unheard of. And I mean, I'm pretty good at leaving chaos, but I just think that this time I left a little bit more than usually, even for my own standards. I wore something from my archive collection because I think that when you're going to sustainability awards, you don't want to buy a new dress. It doesn't really make sense, right? So I obviously wanted to wear something that I already had, but haven't really worn that much or lately or photographed or whatever, so that it really makes sense. It shows that I put effort, but at the same time, it's not like I got something new. Okay, I'm trying to tidy. I was doing my makeup like 5 minutes. I only had 5 minutes to do this makeup. I did post it, I think, on my TikTok. You know how this life is with Fashion Week? So many things to post and not enough days. That's the problem. So I just don't want to post like 3 posts a day. I'm already posting like 2 posts a day, more or less, on Instagram. And 3, I feel like would be a little bit too much. When I say I created a mess, I mean like on the actual makeup table, I have pochette number 1, pochette number 2. I have this little Dero bag, and then this Dero bag that I carried today, and then I have a ton of shoes there because I couldn't figure out which shoes will work the best with the outfit that I wore. So I genuinely really miss being at home and cozy when it comes to Fashion Week in September, because we're heading into autumn, and the best thing about being in the autumn is being cozy, right? So right now I'm just gonna tidy up because I think that tomorrow morning when I wake up, first of all, I'm gonna wanna stay in bed for longer, for sure, because I haven't had a duvet day in so long. And then I want to wake up and have the most beautiful, tidy home. Now I was thinking between what shoes to wear. So I wanted to wear these Haggleston shoes. I realized like with this dress, I didn't really like the closed toe. I wanted maybe these Chanel's because I knew that if we're around the Scala, there's cobblestone and I didn't want like a thin heel, which will end up really bothering me. There wasn't a cocktail. It was just like straight to the ceremony in a way, almost. It was like a carpet and then a ceremony, which actually I prefer because the ceremony was so beautiful. Guys, I got emotional in so many moments. So obviously there was a standing ovation for Giorgio Armani, obviously, and Anna Wintour gave a speech, and then it was so emotional. Since I was with Filippo, right, it was even more emotional because at the end they like thanked Giorgio Armani for everything that he has done. And you know, for me then I felt a little bit more, even more emotional, because I think many of you know that Filippo started his path in fashion at Giorgio Armani. Technically, not to make it personal, but it is personal. If Filippo didn't work in fashion, I wouldn't have met Filippo, because I met Filippo through fashion. And that's basically thanks to him being in fashion, and he's in fashion thanks to Giorgio Armani. So it was really, really beautiful. I think there are so many beautiful causes that get celebrated and awarded. Filippo, you know, I came to such a great conclusion.
What?
That I was just saying, that if it wasn't for Giorgio Armani, you and I wouldn't have been together.
Why?
Because of Giorgio Armani, you started in fashion.
Yeah.
And I met you because you worked in fashion, and I worked in fashion, obviously. If you were like a builder, I would have never met you.
We
unless
would have met.
Yeah, unless I hired you.
I would have come to build your house.
Yes. I really enjoyed tonight, honestly, more than ever. I think it's very important to say that Camera Nazionale della Moda Italiana did a great job and is constantly improving. I've done years and years of these green carpet awards, and the presenter this year was Shailene Woodley. She did such an amazing job. The presenter definitely makes a huge difference. There were many like awards received by brands such as Tod's, Keaton, Felicia Varia, like I said, Giorgio Armani, lots of great brands. I really love this women's initiative from a small village in India this year that got an award for sustainability, and the ladies flew all the way from India and they gave a speech, and that was also very emotional for me because I felt like they were so sweet and so kind. I think I'm just gonna go remove my makeup now, tidy this chaos, or at least attempt to, because I mean everywhere I turn around there's something that I left that I shouldn't have left, but that's because I got ready in like very small amount of time, and then it's time to sleep. Good morning! I am getting dressed to go for a little brunch, Sunday brunch, whatever the day of the week is, with Filippo. I realized while I was away in, I think, Could it be? Oh my god, it's a whole suit. I received something that I've ordered a while ago from Magda Butrum, which is this grey suit. I thought it was just a jacket, but since I wasn't away, I didn't actually unbox it myself. I want to try it on. I have the same, love it, same jacket, but in burgundy. Here it is. I will link it below for you guys to check it out. I have this one, right? And it's leather, but this one is canvas, and I quite like it for like this transitional period. Filippo is gonna be a gentleman and accept to go to the place where I want to go for brunch. Because, for example, Filippo loves to go to Four Seasons, but in all honesty, I love the place every now and then, but for me, the menu is quite like limited. So when I've been few times, I don't want to go again and again and again because I get bored of it. So he's accepted to go where I want to go, which I'm very happy about. You will understand if you're like a Pisces. The problem with Pisces is that we are often such people pleasers, and I don't think that as like a pick me kind of thing. I'm gonna explain. It's actually a very negative thing towards other people, because at the beginning we want to please and please and please, but then we get a little bit sick of pleasing, and then we get a little bit frustrated and annoyed, which is not ideal for friendships, relationships, etc. So you always need someone who's going to be like, listen, now it's your turn to choose, you know, because we are not very good at like fending for ourselves. So that's a negative thing, you know what I mean? I think it's majority actually of water signs that is like this. I'm not going to do a lot of makeup because honestly, my skin really needs a break, you guys. But I do want to do a little bit of makeup, right? The jeans that I'm wearing, by the way, that you've seen a second ago, are literally my favorite jeans lately. I feel like getting up just to show them to you. I love them because they're not skinny, but they're not baggy. They're kind of like a bootcut vibes, but not like traditional bootcut. So something in between, I want to say, and I really, really like them. So I will also include a link for them as favorite jeans in the description box. What I love about them is that they're so flattering, and everyone's telling me that. So I've worn them ever since New York, and I thought I'd share that with you because the brand to me was completely unknown until I got these jeans. That is that. Sorry that you have to see me for the second time doing my makeup in this video, but I'm not gonna make it about makeup. I just want to talk to you guys because I feel like I don't get to do that a lot these days. While you're watching this video, I'm in LA. Finally! Remember the LA that got cancelled at the end of New York Fashion Week? We were supposed to go straight from New York to LA. Now, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but going to LA is really major for me, and you will see it on my social media and probably in one of the next videos, vlogs. But I have to be honest, it's such a huge thing for me that I really wanted to go as soon as possible. And the only thing is that I will have to miss the first few days of Paris Fashion Week. So I think I will miss 1 or 2 shows. I was supposed to miss 3 shows, but we tried to. The problem is the flight and the time difference, right? So you cannot really make it all happen. And that's been a little bit of a theme of this fashion week, unfortunately. You cannot make it all happen. I'm slowly starting to get to terms with that because before I was very annoyed about that. But I'm starting to kind of accept that during Paris Fashion Week. First of all, I will miss a few days, so I'll miss 2 or 3 shows. Hopefully 2, not 3. So basically when I land, I will have to go to a fashion show straight away. Like I land at 9 and the show's at 12. That's a whole other story that you guys will see. There's a chance that if the flight is delayed like 1 hour, even half sometimes, I will miss it because to get from Charles de Gaulle to town, it takes like at least an hour, and then there's the passport control and the luggage and all of that stuff, and I have to get ready, and you know what I mean, after like flying for who knows how many hours. Not even a direct flight, that's all I'm gonna say. So it's all gonna be worth it. I think it's very important for me. I'm using this Charlotte Tilbury wand just because I feel like I need something like wetter than the contour stick. I also will have a very important few shoots and things during Paris Fashion Week. I'm doing like a photo shoot, and that also means that I miss some things than the others, because at some point, you know, there's like a studio, there's this, there's that, so you have to prioritize what you're doing and you cannot do it all. So, I don't know, I think I have 6 or 7 fashion shows, I'm not sure. Maybe 7 or 8 fashion shows, maybe even 9. So it's not too bad actually in terms of not too many, I mean, but I'm gonna be in Paris for around 5 days. So let's see. Let's see how everything goes and rolls, and you know how these things are. Actually, you can never really plan things ahead. I will also use the Armani Beauty blush actually. I like this coral shade, what do you guys think? Though really, my favorites are the Dior Beauty. Oh, so delicious. I've heard that in Paris they opened a new Dior Beauty boutique, and I really want to go and see it because I love the beauty boutiques in general. When like fashion brands have like a beauty and then they open a beauty, like, you know, the Celine, there's like a Celine fragrance boutique in Paris. I love it. So those are the little things that I enjoy. I think, honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna do more makeup than this. I'm just gonna powder a little bit. So, do you think I should put something on my eyes? I feel like not. And my hair, I'm honestly gonna leave it like this. It's a bit rock and roll, like messy, and I quite like it. Like I like when my style is a little bit not too done. So that is the look of the day. You guys, I've shown it to you with the new jacket and the bag. You know what I realized? I don't have like a gray bag. Look at this. So brown, 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 and black, I mean, brown, brown, brown. I mean, I do have one gray bag, which is this one. If I don't want to wear an Hermes bag, I literally have so many brown and beige and black bags, and I don't have a gray bag. I think I would like to have Marlowe 12 in gray from the row. We'll see, maybe I can convince Filippo also to stop by Antonia and check out if they have something cute. That's it. Okay, let's get dressed now, let's go. It's a beautiful day in Milan today, actually. Very lucky about that. Very lucky about having a best date, even though he's been on the go and doing a lot of stuff. But still, you know, I managed to get the best.